Hi, everybody. This is Mike, and today we're going to cover a couple different topics. We're going to cover some of the estimates that we've seen so far, as well as the April position report. So we'll probably start with the estimates. So we basically now have had 4 or 5 estimates, and I think it's probably, I haven't gone and done the homework on it, but I think it's probably one of the most consistent estimations that we've seen, or maybe the tightest band of estimates that we've seen. So basically estimates are ranging from 2.64 to 2.71, and the 2.71 that we saw really was given us in a range with the idea that maybe it's going to hit this the lower end of their range, which was about 2.62. And this morning we had the subjective estimate. It's basically a survey either by phone, snail mail, or growers can put their information online, and it's a survey of about 500 growers done by the National Agricultural Statistics Service, and that came out this morning at 2.7 billion pounds. Relative to expectations, mostly from the buying community globally, the 2.7 billion pounds is on the lower side of things. So a lot of customers have been coming through California basically since bloom to date, and most have expected the crop to be 2.8 or better. So now we have a very tight range of quite a few estimates, and now this is the last estimate that we're going to see. So the objective estimate has basically been deleted. We will not see that anymore, and as of today, that's the final estimate that we're going to see until harvest starts. The industry currently is in China at the International Nut Congress. So there will be a lot of Californian handlers there, as well as a lot of buyers, brokers, traders. So basically the global almond industry is all together as this data is being released. So personally, I'm taking this as good information for California. So now we have our estimates to one side, and we'll dive into the April position report. The April position report on a surface level, I think, could be taken negatively. Shipments were down basically 9% for the month. The export markets really led the decrease in shipments. Export shipments were down about 11%. The domestic market maybe had one of its better months so far this year. They were only down about 1.3%. The domestic market still trailing about 14% year to date. But I think where some of the truth is hidden in this will be, where did those pounds kind of not go in the month of April? So there's a deficit of shipments of about 21 million pounds versus April of last year. And about 70% of that deficit really is out of India. So last year, the industry shipped India about 46 million meat pounds of in-shell, and this year we shipped about 31 million. So, and I believe that's probably more of a supply availability issue than it is really anything else. And now we have basically, again, all of these estimates have now been released. And the export markets, mathematically, are the most hand-to-mouth that they've ever been. And so there's a lot of business that we believe needs to be done basically now through August. And new crop is wide open as well. So with the estimates behind us and kind of what we believe we know about demand, we're pretty optimistic at the moment that we'll see continued liquidity and prices firming from here. So as things continue to develop, as the market kind of regains a little bit of consensus, we'll continue to keep you updated. This has been Mike.